Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Tinubu, petrol price won't go up, subsidy removal stays. We shut down NAF jet, that's the Nigerian Air Force jet group, claims responsibility. Sheibu can't destabilize my government, says Obaseki. FBN Holdings shareholders okay 150 billion naira rights issue. Survival wage soon for Nigerians, Speaker assures. Tinubu inherited terrible economic crisis, says Oshomole. And high food prices, fares, push inflation to 24.08%. Federal government files fresh charges against Emefiele in Abuja. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, I'll start with the major headline. So the presidency yesterday said that petrol price will not go up, and also explained that the subsidy withdrawal will not be reversed. The presidency still speaking says the president is convinced, based on the information before him, that we can maintain current pricing without reversing our deregulation policy by swiftly cleaning up existing inefficiencies within the midstream and downstream petroleum sectors. They said that they're also saying that because of speculations, it caused panic buying, and then labor threatened to go on strike without notice. The presidency said that they think that the labor was a bit hasty in that threat, and says that we believe that the threat was premature and that there is need for all those involved to ensure that fact-finding and diligence are done on what the current state of the downstream and midstream petroleum industry is before any threats or conclusions are arrived. So I think this is just a very good explanation, because we had heard even from yesterday that there may be a reversal of the subsidy removal to make things easier for Nigerians. So now we know the presidency is saying that is not going to happen, and also we're not expecting any changes in the prices. Even NNPCL too has confirmed that there will be no changes to the pump prices as they are right now.
Any other story in the nation?
Yes.
FBN Holdings shareholders okay 150 billion naira rights issue. So shareholders of the First Bank have approved the appointment of Lagos businessman Femi Otedola as a non-executive director of Nigeria's oldest financial services group. The approval was given at the AGM that they had. The shareholders also okay the increase in authorized share capital and proposed 150 billion naira rights issue with mandates to the board of directors to dictate the terms and conditions of their rights, as well as dispose of rights not taken up during the period. Two main issues, Otedola directorship and new capital raise, were at the heart of the long-running intrigues around the AGM, which actually pitted pro-Otedola shareholders against the renowned business mogul Oba Otudeko. The back and forth were going on between them, but the AGM was something that everybody was monitoring and to see what was going to happen. But the fireworks are ongoing, and we'll see what happens afterwards.
Billionaire season.
Billionaire season, right? Having their fireworks. But any other story in the nation?
Yes, living wage coming soon. Speaker Abbas assures Nigerians. So the House of Reps Speaker Tajuddin has said that upward review of the living wage of Nigerians. He went on to say that the poor wage promotes corruption in any society. And he expressed his opinion when he said that sometimes, well, in Nigeria, the take-home pay cannot actually take people home. So, and he understands that there's a need to quickly review this. We hope that this comes soon. There are no details about the amount that this is going to be increased to, but he says that there are plans in place to ensure that Nigerians are softened by the realities on ground right now.
So the governor, former suspended governor of the CBN, Emefiele, has two fresh count charges have been filed against him. He was arrested on the 10th of June and he's been detained by the DSS since then, even though he was granted bail on the 25th of July. The DSS, after a slight fisticuff with the correctional facility officials, detained him since then. So when they also made a filing to withdraw the charges, because we remember there was a charge against him for illegal possession of firearms. Now, the government has announced yesterday that they're withdrawing the charge for illegal possession of firearms, that based on new investigation, they realized that they are going to be withdrawing it, but they did the withdrawal orally, which was wrong, according to Emefiele's lawyers, Mr. Joseph Daudu. He opposed the fact that, one, the DSS has disobeyed the court order, and the DSS cannot withdraw a court motion orally without it being written. So that's based on those two, that the court should strike out the case entirely. That's the case of the court against the suspended governor, Emefiele. But the new charges that have been brought up against him, they did not specify the details of those charges. And they also mentioned that they've gotten a court order because they suspected that they might be arresting two of his siblings. So his siblings have gone to court to say to prevent DSS from arresting them. That's George Emefiele and Okanta Emefiele. Both of them have gotten a restraining order by Justice E. Ukwe, who is the vacation court judge, to stop DSS from arresting both siblings of Emefiele. We're waiting to see how this plays out, and we're hoping that there will be no loophole through which the suspended CBN governor can say this case can be dismissed. If there is actually a case, let's see the case quickly.
The Punch. Federal government arraigns Emefiele allies on Thursday. One dies, others missing as oil rig collapses in Delta. Abia woman arrested for stealing friend's 1-month-old baby. Niger ambush, Tinubu mourns soldiers, NAF vows to pound on bandits. Warri Itakpe train derails, NRC suspends operations. Niger, ECOWAS tightens sanctions, junta demands power supply. FG may sell stakes in NNPC and 19 entities. And EFCC goes after dollar speculators, CBN slashes bank allocations. Okay, let me take the picture story. One person has been confirmed dead, while 3 others are still missing at the rig, the swamp drilling rig operated by a Nigerian oil firm, Depthwise, collapsed in the early hours of Tuesday morning. The rig was contracted by Seplat Nigeria Petroleum Company and a joint venture when the incident occurred. It was a rig in transit to a planned drilling location at Ovo, a Delta state, when it collapsed. Our thoughts and prayers, according to the report, our thoughts and prayers are with the families, because Seplat said that the emergency response and rescue have been alongside working with the rig owner to rescue the 3 that are still not been able to be found since Tuesday. According to them, their utmost priority will be to continue to be the safety and well-being of the affected personnel and their families, and they'll provide further details once they have updates. But as of the time of this report, those 3 were still missing, but 92 out of 96 were reported to have arrived safely and rescued safely. But just that remaining 4, 1 died, 3 are still missing, and they're hoping to get the person very soon. Okay, any other story in Punch?
Yes, I have the Nigerian Railway Corporation. So on Tuesday, it suspended its Warri Itakpe train services following the derailment of the train at the Ajaokuta station. So this train it's called WITS, resumed operations April 24th this year, after it had been suspended because it derailed. It derailed January 2023. There were 148 passengers and 38 crew members derailed into the Kogi forest. That's in January. And now it's back on. It was back on since April and it's derailed again. So it's been shut down for now. Investigations will go on until, I'm saying that, I don't think it was there. They said that the work on it, commencement of operations will be promptly communicated, and they regret any hardship this might cause. It was my own thought that I hope to hear that there will be investigations on why this particular one will derail twice in, 4 months? Yeah, what is happening on that? Because, lives are important. The safety of the people who use the train service, very important.
All right.
You need to know what.
Still reviewing Punch. Toby, you have a story in Punch? We should move on.
No, we're not moving on. I'm taking the story about CBN slashing bank dollar allocation. The deposits money banks are saying that they are unable to fulfill their customers' needs, that customers are demanding for forex for school fees, personal travel, amongst others, and based on this current slash, they are unable to meet the need. The Punch, however, spoke to some bureau de change operators who said that the Naira had earlier exchanged for 956 to a dollar on Monday, is now exchanging for 925 Naira to a dollar on Tuesday. And they are saying this is because the government is promising to pump in more dollar into the market, and based on that, the market is reacting. The official window was 785, and at some point it even goes to 799 Naira before closing at 774. Someone that was affiliated with CBN is also saying that asking the CBN to inject funds is not sustainable. We must have an economic perspective to changing the challenge of the Naira going down, that the BDCs should be allowed to buy dollar at official rate and sell, that's the best intervention, not just keeping it with the money deposit bank, that many people don't have confidence in the dollar, and so they are buying, in the Naira, that people have lost confidence in the Naira, so people are converting all their monies into dollars, and that the intervention is not to flood the Naira, flood the market with dollars, that the CBN policy of floating the Naira and not defending it is not working as it is right now.
Okay.
So,
you still have Punch, should we move on?
Abia woman arrested for stealing 1-month-old baby. So a family friend of this family stole their child, a 1-month-old baby, and it was during a celebration. So the Abia State Police Special Weapons and Tactics team in Aba received credible information and effectively apprehended one Adaeze Lawrence. Her name is Adaeze Lawrence. And the child was eventually found in the possession of this woman, but she didn't have any reason as to why she did what she did. And the article just highlights the fact that we should be more protective of our children, and we should be sure of who we trust around our children also.
Okay, moving on to Daily Sun. Fuel price taxes won't go up, says federal government. More trouble for Emefiele. Federal government files 20 fresh charges against suspended CBN governor. Alvan Ikoku panel indicts Okorocha for forceful acquisition of land. Terrorism. Katsina tops list of IDPs in Northwest, says UN. International Igbo Conference begins tomorrow in UN, and that's University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Nigerians knock FG over clampdown on all eyes on judiciary billboards. Just school shootings, newly married couple identified as victims. Okay, so should I start with the conference coming up? The International Conference on Igbo Studies will be happening at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. It begins tomorrow. The two-day event will be themed Re-Imaging Igbo Studies in the 21st Century. It will be chaired by the Chairman Board of Presidents of the Council of Igbo States in America. And I think they also partner with Adaeze Lawrence with this, and also the Council of Igbo States in America and the Igbo World Assembly. Eminent scholars and other personalities from Igbo homeland, diaspora are slated to attend the event. The event is going to be virtual and physical. A statement by the director said that the platform is going for scholars and researchers, experts, enthusiasts to explore and discuss the current state and future direction for Igbo studies in Nigeria and beyond. I think this is important because it's important for us to begin to celebrate and give a platform to our local culture and our lingua, so that we can continue this. I mean, many of us are proud of all the movies we've watched in recent times, but we need to project our culture the best we can all the time. Any other story in Daily Sun?
Katsina tops list of IDPs in Northwest. Due to the current upsurge of terrorism and as a result of that, murderous activities of bandits in the parts of the Northwest, the United Nations International Organization for Migration says that there are above 1 million people that are internally displaced currently in the North. And out of these, a whopping 56% comprise of women and children. And so the Kaduna State government and Katsina State government is calling on organizations to help with peace movements within the area so that there will be a reduction in the number of internally displaced people in the North.
Yes, I have an update from the story I took yesterday where it was reported that herdsmen had gone into a school in Plateau State in Riom local government, that's the Bekor school, and people were shot, 2 died and 2 were in hospital. Sadly, there's more information on the 2 who died. They're newly wedded couple who were doing their job while in the school premises when these people came and shot at them and killed them. The spokesperson for the school is asking government to, he says, well, this is a provocation, like there's no provocation as bad as this, where you come right into the school compound and then shoot people when they're asking why your cows are grazing, and asking the government to shut down open grazing.
Completely.
Yes, because so I want to make a personal appeal to the presidency. I think this is a matter of urgency and emergency in Plateau State. We cannot keep reporting deaths from that, from that region because someone just has a gun and can walk in anywhere and just shoot people, burn down villages and go away. We need to deal with this immediately.
Okay.
I have a story, please. So the panel, the committee that was set up by the Imo State government for the recovery of the land that was belonging to Alvin Ikoku Federal College of Education. And yesterday, the committee has submitted its report to Governor Hope Uzodinma, and the committee recommended that the school land be returned to the school. Apparently, the former governor of the state, former Governor Rochas Okorocha, had used military hoodlums, brute force to take the college land that was given to them by Shell and gave it, they said it was a bazaar to his associates. These associates include 2 of his in-laws, the speaker, former speaker of the State Assembly, and Prince Charles Amadi, Chief Ugochukwu Hillary also benefited from this illegal acquisition. And the sad part is they demolished 101 buildings belonging to staff of the college who were already living there when they confiscated the properties. So they've been given 6 months, according to the recommendation, for the Commissioner for Lands of Imo State to recover, over the next 6 months, recover the land and return back to the school, and a CFO to be issued to the school for the land. Governor Udozema has thanked the committee for doing a thorough job and providing detailed investigation that is incontroversial about how the story took place.
Moving on quickly now to Vanguard. Let's find the story we've not taken. We'll maintain current petrol price without subsidy resources, Tinubu. Flood. Lagos issues red alert on Apapa, Itiosa, Ojo, Ikeja, others. Harsh economy. Buhari spent 96% of national income on debt, says Oshomole. West African military chiefs to discuss Niger crisis this week. Villagers flee communities in Niger State as a result of the helicopter clash. And FG files fresh 20-count charge against Emefiele in Abuja.
I'll take the military plane crash. We took it yesterday. The story here is saying the residents are fleeing because there's been a huge influx of military and soldiers in that community because of what has happened. And it's saying that it has created panic amongst the villagers who are now moving to other neighboring villages to stay because they do not, they're just afraid because of the large number of military in the community. But I also wanted to join it to the group that has taken responsibility for the crash, for bringing down this particular airplane. And they said a notorious terrorist, Dogo Gide, this is from Nation. So his name is Dogo Gide. He's claimed responsibility, he and his followers. They said that there's a short video that's gone around. The Nation reporter said it showed bodies, like 11 bodies on the ground with wearing camouflage. They were trying to confirm, they were confirming that these were soldiers, that they shot at them, and that they brought down the aircraft as well, and that they're doing it, what they're doing, according to these terrorists, is that they're trying to preach the word of God. It has nothing to do, and anyone that comes for them, they are ready for those people. And they said they were coming to get Gide and see how God puts the military in their hands. So, obviously, this is sad, really sad. And the president also commiserated with the families of those that lost their lives.
All right, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we return, we want our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.